All right, it's 7:30. We'll call the meeting to order. Everyone would please rise with the invocation by who's going to do it? Mr. Henry, and then we'll have the pledge of allegiance following that.
Our most precious Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Lord, for sparing our lives on us to be back again to do the business of the city. And we ask for your divine direction, Lord, and decisions that we need your help. Help us always to do your will. Be with our safety forces, Lord, and protect them as they take care of us and minister to us. And be with our men and women in harm's way, Lord, that's protecting our country and our assets in this country. Bless them, take care of them. And just go with us, lead, guide, direct us in all that we do. Bless all these things in the holy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call.
Mr. Craven.
Here.
Mr. Heath.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Morrow.
Here.
Ms. Cole. Here.
All right, we're okay. I need approval of minutes of May 20th, 2013.
Mr. President, tomorrow, motion to approve the minutes of May 20th, 2013.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Election and appointments, there are none. Special orders and committees, none. Unfinished business, none. Brings us to petitions and communications.
June 3rd to the Heath City Council from John Keller, subject to link of utility accounts listed below are utility accounts in arrears of 90 days. In accordance with chapter 95.08 of ordinance 37-2006. This information is submitted to council and will be forwarded to the auditor of Lincoln County.
Mr. President,
Mr. Morrow.
I'd make a motion to send the delinquent list to the auditor.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried.
Mr. President,
Mr. Morrow.
I'd like to make a motion to receive and file communication.
Second. A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, that brings us to visitor section. Any visitor would like to speak, approach the podium, state your name and address, and tell us your concerns.
Yes, my name's Ken Long. I live at 823 Terrace Drive, and I don't know if it's the right form, but if you're coming to ask, but I have some questions about the business across the street from my house. Its location is 818 Hebron Road. My question is, what is it zoned for? I called the mayor's office last week and was told I'd get a return call when they're over there spray painting vehicles. They're treating it as it's a garage, working on vehicles behind the building left and right. Numerous noise issues and everything else. They're the same people with the guys out front dancing, and I have to listen to horns at my residence all day. What can we do about this is my question. We're wrong. What is it zoned for? That's the questions.
I can answer these on issues. It is zone D3, and D3 is a general business area, and you probably won't like the answer, but everything you're doing is legal in business area, including honking the horns and things like that. One of the dilemmas that you face in living next to a business zone, you may not have known, it was a business zone when you purchased your home, is that all of those things go with it. And it's one of the things that anyone who purchases a home next to a business district or any other district that has a lot of sounds and things like that, unfortunately, it's one of those things you don't have much of a choice about. You can't zone those out. They're part of those businesses and legally allowed. You
Okay, so they're allowed to spray paint vehicles behind the facility without an enclosure for exhaust catching paint fumes and vapors.
They're allowed to operate
Put
in
oil on the ground.
but we don't really have any codes that say whether it's outside or inside or anything like that.
Okay.
Now, I can make a suggestion to you. If you feel there are excessive odors, or there are any kind of pollutants that are put on the ground or anything like that, I would recommend you call the EPA and see if you can get some advice from them. They may be able to help you with that, but from a zoning viewpoint, there's not much we can do, but from a contamination and environmental viewpoint, they may be able to help you.
Okay.
What was the address, I'm sorry?
818 Peterman Road is the business address, and I live directly behind it at 823 Terrace.
And is it that white gold one that's next to the east-west?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, with that, a constant traffic going through there, you know, I've asked before the zoning officer, remember, to come in, what can we do about them driving through my yard going in and out of this business? I still have this ongoing problem, and correct me if I'm wrong, and another question I have here regarding this, I thought there was an ordinance passed a while back that if a vehicle is sitting on your property, it must have tags on it if current.
That's correct. All vehicles that are parked in your property have to have both current tags and be operable. Do they have a vehicle?
There's constantly swapping plates off vehicles, and they're over there with their plates on them right now.
That, we might know that.
There's actually 2 cops there today.
Two officers were there today from what I heard when I got home.
I live at 823,
I don't know.
and I live at 846 there.
That business has been a source of complaints
Yes.
for a long period of time. They live on the line between right and wrong.
Right.
And they know
They don't cross that line, they know where to go.
they can take full advantage of it,
Right.
and they're not concerned at all with the impact they have on their.
And as neighbors, we see it all the time, there's only so much the law do also. But we're just concerned, what can we do as far as, you know,
I would advise you to call the police next time you see the small plates.
they do it all the time. All the time.
Can't guarantee we'll get there soon enough, but, that's an obvious, violation of traffic.
And there was a red car over there the other day.
Yeah, the red car on the back.
Is it? And there's numerous violations as well.
That was my question, was just regarding that, and thank you.
I'm sorry, we can't give you a better answer, have more enforcement for you, but we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other visitors like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to committee reports. Finance and budget, Mr. Christian.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance met this evening. We had 3 legislative requests. First one was a zoning transfer of funds for computers. Appropriate funds, also the second item for tree maintenance, the entrance to City Hall. Finally, at street paving, total of $415,825.97 for street paving. Mainly residential streets in the Willow Ridge area and Franklin Avenue area, east side of town. Under other items, again, the city's ordered 5 PCs that must be at least 10 years old, saving about 10% on a unit. And Beverly Shepherd, the Assistant Tax Commissioner, finished her associate's degree in accounting with a GPA of 3.973. So, great job by her. Hunter Alexander, anything else?
I think you've covered it all, sir.
Kim Geller.
Thank you. Thank you. Public Services, Mr. Marlowe.
Thank you, Mr. President. The May Public Service Committee meeting was called to order on May 28th, 5:30 p.m. Utilities Director John Geller presented the delinquent account list. Then the Water Department report was given, and water hydrant was moved on State Route 13 by WCLT radio. It was being hit quite often by cars. John then gave a report on the June Water Department task. A pre-construction meeting was held on May 15th. A request for water was made by an owner a property at 1860 Hebron Road. John will proceed on this project. A report was given on water units sold. From the wastewater side, a sewer plug was experienced on Walden Road. The annual video of the sewer is going on. A sewer line failure occurred at Route 79 and Hopewell Drive intersection. Finding the line created a problem, but it was found and repaired. The line was over 16 feet deep. Sewer maintenance was done in Forest Hills. Lines were flushed, manhole covers were numbered and recorded for recording purposes. A pre-construction meeting will be held at 1 p.m. at City Hall for the Scioto and Foxtrot lift stations. And John reviewed the wastewater units sold. Finally, congratulations to Nick Ross, Shane Farby, Farby, okay, and Carl
Bozart.
For getting their Class 3 licenses. With nothing else to discuss, the meeting was adjourned at 6:31 p.m. Anything else, John?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public safety, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public safety will be Monday, June the 10th at 5:30 p.m. Chief Shepherd, do you have anything to add?
No, sir.
Captain McCord, do you have anything to add?
No, sir.
That's all we have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Streets and drainage, Mr. Huffman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Streets and Drainage Committee will meet June 17th at 5:30 p.m. Bob, or anything you'd like to add?
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Community Development Zoning, Mr. Henry.
In community development and zoning met tonight at 5:30. We had 8 items on the list. Number 1 was the legislative request was presented to appropriate $415,845.96. Appropriated that and authorized the mayor to enter a contract with Spires Paving Company to pave various streets within the city. And number 2 was a second legislative request asking to transfer $4,900 within the zoning department accounts to purchase new computers. And the third legislative request was presented asking for $2,500 to be appropriated to transfer to the service department for tree maintenance. That was included. And several of the trees planted at the state Route 79 medium last fall have died, and the landscape contractor has agreed to replace them within the next few months. And number 5, the portion of Irvingwood Drive West between Thornwood Drive and the railroad tracks was to be paved using community development block grant funding this month. However, no bids were received for the project, so the project administrator, the Lincoln County Planning Commission, will rebid the project within the next few weeks. And number 6, the house located at 1755 Western Road was recently demolished using the Moving Ohio Forward funds. And this is the 4th house demolished this year using these funds. And John, the zoning department have issued a large number of property maintenance complaints. This year, several violations have been issued for high grass, garbage, and junk vehicles. And John also announced that the plans for the July 2nd Star Spangled celebration are falling into place. Committee members are working hard, and there are a large number of volunteers to assist on the day of the event. John, did I miss anything?
No, that was perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation and Davis Shade, Mrs. Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks, Recreation, and Davis Shea will meet on Monday, June 17th, immediately following Streets and Drainage. Do you have anything to add, Bob?
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Planning Commission, Mr. Craven.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Planning Commission did not have the agenda items for the month of May, so we did not meet in the month of May. Our next meeting is scheduled for June 27th. Rob, anything to add?
We have an agenda taking shape for the DBJ.
We're gonna have a meeting in June.
Yes.
Great. Mayor Johnson.
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brings us to introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 46, 2013.
An ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $11,487 within the pool fund, $9,050 to capital outlay, $1,487 to services, $950 to materials and supplies.
Ordinance 46, 2013, to have a second reading. Ordinance 47, 2013.
An ordinance waiving bids, authorizing and directing the mayor to allow the sale of the city of Heath's old street signs for $25 each.
Ordinance 47, 2013, to have a second reading. Ordinance is on second reading. Ordinance 43, 2013.
An ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $1,650 within the capital improvement fund to purchase the vinyl graphics package for new cruiser number 7.
Mr. President,
Mr. Johnson.
make a motion that we adopt ordinance 43, 2013.
Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Mr. Heffley?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes.
Ordinance 43, 2013 has been adopted. Ordinance 44, 2013.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to direct all police-related city auction proceeds such as impounded and forfeited vehicles, bicycles, vehicle contents, police non-fixed asset disposal items to the law enforcement trust fund.
Mr. President,
Mr. Johnson.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance 44, 2013.
Second.
A motion and a second for ordinance 44, 2013. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Mr. Crable?
Yes.
Mr. Heffley?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes.
Ordinance 44, 2013 has been adopted. Okay. Resolutions on the first reading, there are none. Resolutions on the second reading, there are none. Brings us to reports of city officials. Mayor Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome to the visitors here today. Appreciate you coming and speaking about the concerns of business in your neighborhood. And I'm glad that you've stuck around, and I'd ask for you to stick around just a few minutes longer as our meeting's wrapping up. Congratulations to the Heath High School class of 2013. Graduation commencement ceremonies were yesterday. And congratulations to Nick on getting your 3 licenses in wastewater. Good job. It's vital that the city has personnel in our utilities departments who are willing and able to continue their education and obtain a level of licensing so that if something happens to anybody in any of the departments, we've got other people that can adequately fill in. So Nick, thanks for taking the initiative to do that. Appreciate it. Had a successful opening to the pool this past weekend. A little chilly, a little cloudy, but looking forward to another fun season this summer at the Heath pool. I think regardless of what the weather was, my younger daughter was going to be there yesterday afternoon, and sure enough, we were. So had a great time. Bob, the facility's looking fantastic again this year. So thank you to everybody that manages and works at the pool. And that's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Auditor Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to welcome everybody.
Thank you. Law Director Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll have everything.
Start down there, you go.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just like to welcome everyone here this evening, and gentlemen, we're glad to hear from that. You've got to go through that, but, maybe the EPA can help you out, and, we'll try and look quickly as best we can. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Mr. Morrison? Nothing. Mr. Johnson?
Mr. President, Mr. Walton, I just want you to know I certainly sympathize with what's going on there. And as Doug said, and Mr. Rob, definitely call the EPA because, as you well know, we already know that they can spray outside. They can make their life somewhat miserable, although I don't think they're the kind of people that really care. I'm the first guy to tell you I believe in free enterprise, but I think that's, that business is nothing short of being just about that shade, that close to it. And it's my opinion, that, we just have business in our city, unfortunately. It's hard for us to go pick and choose, otherwise we can't, so, and that's, I think also the type of business that brings, elements in the city that we really don't want here as residents of the city. So, hopefully you guys can, be more of a nuisance to them by calling when you see things happening and hopefully John, the chief, can help them that. I certainly sympathize with you guys and appreciate it.
Mrs. Holt.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to welcome everyone and also congratulate Nick on his wastewater exam and Assistant Tax Commissioner Bev Shepherd for completing her degree. That's it, Mr. President.
Mr. Henry?
Welcome, everyone. Congratulations, Nick. Congratulations, Jeff, for retirement. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Craven?
Welcome, visitors. Congratulations, Nick.
You have anything, Ben?
Next video recording.
Okay, we'll start down below, John Miller.
I guess I have a question on the street signs. It was kind of weird, I actually had a resident come up to me and come to dinner and lay forms. And they were asking me if there was any way they could get a street sign that they took down from Preston Road. And I guess maybe, I don't know what all's going on with that.
What we're planning to do is that anyone that wants one will be $25. So if someone wants one that says Custer and whatever the side street would have been, then I'm sure technically the logistics of how it would work, but essentially it'd be $25. I don't know if we go through the street department or come in here and pay or how we'll do
We
it.
need to put the program together, but I think there is gonna be some level of interest, in those
I was
signs.
shocked that they, right before this meeting.
Yeah.
And said something to me, so evidently there is some interest in people wanting it.
I think so.
Yeah, some other people expressed interest in getting certain ones and stuff. Now, I'm not sure how the street department guys are gonna cut through all of them to find the right one.
Put it in like where they've taken them out, that subdivision, they've kept them together.
Oh, okay.
Separated that way so far, so
That'd be good.
we'll see how it goes. They just didn't want to throw them together.
So once it passed, I guess we'll leave it to the mayor to come up with we'll put it together, how you go. But it'll probably be first come, first served, so if there's 10 people that want a Custer sign, then maybe Bob will have to start producing them.
We're selling for $100.
That's all I have.
Kim Geller, yeah.
Thanks.
Bob Geller,
Nothing.
Tom Brown,
Nothing.
Chief Shepherd.
I'd ask a question first. Barry, are you undercover?
I'm working with the mediator.
Oh, yeah, okay. I just want to say hi to my friend, Barry Connell from North Police Department.
Now, what if he was undercover?
Everybody knows who
Captain?
No, nothing, sir.
Okay. And I have, the other thing I have is, the 30th Street Railroad track, should be closed Friday through Monday for, fixing the railroad tracks there, hopefully. So that'd be a good thing.
Chief Shepherd and Captain Court, if you can make sure that that information is spread through your departments, please.
Yeah, because you won't be able to cross it all, so.
Exactly.
If you're trying to get to the hospital, we'll be all right. New business, none, reading of bids.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the 2013 street paving, there were 3 bids. Kokosing, $521,000. $0.56. Shelley Company, $415,958.26. And the low bidder Spires Paving, $415,825.96. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Miscellaneous, there's none. Adjournment?
Motion for adjournment.
Second. Motion second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. We are adjourned. Thank you.
I've heard that word. It's worse than it's got an hour and a half to say.
It's like,